Death Note is a series that has themes like power, dominance, and justice. But there's a very important statement the series makes via its two main characters, L and Light/Kira, the best characters in the series. And that is how the weak overtake the strong. Light Yagami is a high school student with big dreams of becoming the god of the new world by delivering divine, read supernatural, judgment to all of the bad people of the world. Excellent, he's Mr. Popular. L's the world's best detective. He has solved numerous unsolved cases. L is renowned for superior detective reasoning. He's a really cool guy. Somehow, despite the vast differences between these two characters, you know what they both had in common? L and Kira were both taken down by people inferior to them. Let's go deep into this one. First, Light. Let's face it, Light made several critical mistakes throughout the series. He had a god complex, as evidenced by this little scene here. Light flat out says he wants the world to know of his existence. People had to know he was punishing the bad people. The world had to know the progenitor of this divine judgment. This attitude, nay, personal philosophy, was Light's downfall, not near Misa or potato chips. This desire to be known and recognized is what led to Light losing his first confrontation with L. Light got so full of himself, he killed Lynn L. Taylor and fell into L's trap. This is but one example of how Light was inferior to L in intellect. Yes, Light ultimately won. Yes, Light did some things on purpose to lure out L, which worked. But those very plans left him vulnerable to L's pursuit. There are a couple of scenes that show L smarter than Light, and dare I say bolder. Following an episode of the legendary potato chip scene, L decides to confront Light Kira head-on in person the very next episode, to Light's shock. L introduces himself as L right to Light's face. Light admits this is not something he expected. He even admits,
"Damn it, he got me!"
and concedes later in the episode that L got him. Then right when Light was preparing to kill L using Rem, Misa's Shinigami partner, L decided to make a bold move. He appeared in person and told Light, as well as task force members, to suspect Light is Kira if L were to die in the next few days. Furthermore, L manages to discover Misa's identity as the second Kira and arrests her all in one fell swoop. Since Misa is Light's supposed girlfriend, naturally L wants to bring Light in. Light escapes this situation by giving up ownership of the Death Note that he owns to lose his memory. Misa does the same. Without this ability and criminal deaths, Kira and a second Kira were good as caught. Later in season 1, once Light regained his memories, he had, well, let Light tell it. Light was right. He was no longer constrained by Misa. After all, Misa followed his every order, even resuming her killing as the second Kira. This made L suspect her again. Light could now leverage Rem to kill L. You know, as she agreed to do in the first place. Apparently, Rem forgot about their agreement. Light didn't. Light gathered his resources and exploited the situation to his advantage. This, of course, proved to be his undoing later in his fight with Nier, as Light's plans always seem to have a critical flaw. The existence of Shinigami and Death Notes were revealed to L in the task force. His method of killing and tools were in his enemy's hands. A fatal flaw indeed. L easily outsmarted Light, but was defeated nonetheless because of Rem's love for Misa, resulting her to write L's and Watari's true names in her Death Note, killing both L and Watari. The Death Note's Shinigami powers, luck, plus Light's preparations and genius took down L. The deaths were a group effort. Interestingly, this is how humans grew to become the dominant powerhouse on Earth. New evidence suggests human survival and dominance over other species was due to teaming up with other humans to form groups. tribes, and communities to combat threats. In other words, they work together to survive and once established, thrive. That is how we came to reach our standing today. This behavior was replayed when Light lost. Light lost to a combination of near, mellow, a task force, and critical mistakes and follies. L's behavior prior to his death was marked by a one man on the island philosophy. Task force members opposed his ideas and methods. Everywhere he turned, there was a challenge. Subjective opinion trumped his objective reasoning until there was a growing, suffocating feeling as his death approached, especially in his final episode. L did not lose because he was inferior to Light. He was definitely the better player given the circumstances. But Light's teamwork, L's constraints, and Shinigami magic humbled him in the most epic fashion. L lost because of the combined efforts of forces beyond his control. Plus, he did not have time on his side. Worse still, he was dealing with opponents who were gods, or who employed one of the most effective tools of a god successfully, lying convincingly. On your rise to the top, remember the weak winning numbers, never in quality. The talentless will band together with other talentless people to steal your ideas, keep you down, and ultimately feast on your flesh and claw at your corpse. Don't let them. This is a quality versus quantity game where people murder your dreams, but pokes and pries, until one of them gets lucky in his blood-filled vein and you gush out over the concrete, or fall out of your chair, or get shot up in a warehouse by the least respectable person in your story. So own your talents. Work in secret. Reveal your work only when the time comes to show results, no sooner. Play well with others. Keep your conversation superficial, the level people prefer. Seem like one of the people to gain support and buffer yourself against attacks. And in time, you will win. Everything will just go just as planned. And you'll be far less likely to end up shot up in a warehouse, physically or metaphorically. If you like this video, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let me know what you thought about this video. Do you think Light was right? Do you think the weak join up in numbers to overtake the strong? Let me know. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.